Hey, Mr. Lucas, Steve Dillon here. I'm with the Cure documentary. I want to thank you for agreeing to do this, first of all. And also, I want to mention I am here with Joel Plue, the producer, and also Lori Kelly, the other producer. And we're very excited to have you on board on this project.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go right into the first question, if you don't mind.
Yeah, do it.
All right. Can you please tell us about the Frank Lucas Foundation and its current goals and mission?
Look, say that again, so I didn't hear you good.
Yeah, not a problem. I wanted to ask you about the Frank Lucas Foundation, and if you could tell us about its current goal and mission.
Okay, let me start with doing the... I'm not a great speaker, but you got to bear with me, will you?
No problem, sir.
My foundation is for many things. I'm trying to set up a thing to do some stuff with young college kids. Young kids who want to get in college, I'm sorry. I'm going around speaking to kids all over the country about not getting into this kind of thing. This is a very dangerous thing to get into. I'm going to start from New York. I'm going to Fairbanks, Alaska, and Fairbanks, Atlanta, down to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. From Brazil, I'm going back to Hawaii. From Hawaii, I'm coming back across the country, stopping every time I possibly can. That's why I'm trying to build it up. Now I'm starting this spring and do whatever I can do with it.
How long have you been active with the Frank Lucas Foundation?
How long been active? About two and a half years, I think.
Are there any particular success stories you want to share with us? An example, someone who's been helped by your foundation.
So, but not as of yet. I'm trying to stack up so I can go and do a whole thing. I figured the road thing, getting the kids, help the kids get a scholarship, and going on the road. I figured that's the best way to go.
Absolutely. In your opinion, since you've been out of the game in the 1970s, has the demand for heroin continued to increase in the United States and cities like Harlem?
Man, I'm not out there now. But from what I hear through the grapevine, from what I hear from the streets, you're not going to never stop this. You got to do something else to stop this. That's what they're doing down in D.C. and DEA and all just ain't cutting it. There's a lot of stuff out there now, I understand.
Again, and that's what the Frank Lucas Foundation is all about.
Yeah, just try to help.
Absolutely. Now, I got to ask you, how were you able to abstain from becoming a user or an addict yourself with such wide availability of the drug?
Well, I've never been a user. Never even tried it. I attempted to try it. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't think it was a good thing to do. Of course, I was out there grabbing every dollar I could get, like a damn fool, grabbing every penny I could grab, and all them, and I'm very remorseful about that now.
How were you able to abstain? How were you able to have enough self-control with the availability there? Not everybody could say that.
I just explained some of it to you. I think I did anyway. It wasn't my thing. I couldn't get into that. No drugs, no nothing. Forget about it. Just grab some money and do the best I could. Where I come from in North Carolina, we were very poor. And I just wanted to be a rich man, that's all. I want to be Donald Trump rich.
Now, Mr. Lucas, in previous interviews, you've stated that you have great feelings of remorse for your actions. You recall in stories of those who testified against you. Is there any one particular story that causes you sadness and regret?
Talk from business days, please. Excuse me, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, what were you saying?
I'm sorry. I was saying in previous interviews you've stated that you have feelings of remorse for your actions and that you recall stories of those that testified against you. Is there any one particular story that causes you great sadness and regret?
Definitely the one in particular. The lady said she was on the witness stand talking, and she said she come on one day and called her son, and she didn't no answer from him, so she went into the bathroom and he's sitting there dead in the bathtub with a needle stuck in his arm and blue mattress on the floor. So everybody in the courtroom had tears in their eyes, even me. And I was on trial. I had tears in my eyes. It was a no-go. It was horrible. The way she told it, I never wanted to touch it again after that.
What advice could you give young folks who idolize the type of life that you led? There's a lot of young folks who fantasize about what they perceive to be a life of fame, power, and control. There's a lot of movies out there that glorify that kind of thing. What is your advice for young folks who think that that's the path to go down?
My advice for the young folks, like I've been all over the country, just about from Ohio University all the way around. I've been to high schools and everywhere, all over the country. And I'm telling them, please, that's a no-go. Do not do this. This is a bad thing. This is a dangerous thing. Don't do this. It's the worst thing in the world you can do. Don't pay them guys on the corner with the Cadillacs, the Rolls Royce, the Mercedes, big chains around their neck, the silk suits and all. It ain't nothing but a fad. Do not do this. Stay away from this kind of thing. This is a very dangerous thing to get into.
How can people find out more about your foundation, the Frank Lucas Foundation?
Well, Michael Graziano have all the paperwork on it. You can call him and he'll tell you about it.
Michael Graziano?
Michael Graziano, yes, he's my manager.
Okay. Yep, yeah, I've been in good communication with him for quite some time now.
I can't hear you.
I've been in communication with him for quite some time now.
Yeah, I know that. He's
yep.
the one that called me and told me that you wanted to talk to me.
Yep. Yeah, he's been very helpful. And,
yes.
Yep.
He got all the paperwork on the foundation. He'll explain it to you.
Yep. So we'll definitely put a nice plug in the film for you for your foundation and direct people to the website.
So, I sure appreciate it.
Excellent. And we think that this film is definitely going to get out there, get a lot of attention, and help a lot of people. And
so what kind of film are you talking about doing? What is it exactly what you're talking about doing?
Well, we want to do quite a few things. We want to take the documentary around, show it in different places, such as Harlem, New York, for instance, Oneonta, New York, certain places, and really, really, hype up the fact that you want to help, you want to get the word out there, you want to make sure that nobody picks this drug up. And we want to try to inspire as many young people as we can to not get involved in this.
Well, I can do that. I can inspire them for you. I can do that. I guarantee you I can do that. I get to speaking to them. They're gonna listen to me. Believe me, I was a knucklehead. That's all out there. Knuckleheads. I can do that.
Yep. Yep. And
I can speak to the knuckleheads for you, real easy and light, and some of them gonna listen.
Yep. And we're very, very grateful to have you on board on this project, and we feel
no problem.
We feel it's going to do a lot for people.
More questions?
Well, Frank, I just want to say again, I want to thank you for being part of this project. I believe 100% in what you're doing. Hopefully, between the kind of work you're doing and films like this, that will open the eyes of people who think this might be the path to go down.
Where do you want to go from here? Is there anything else you want to do besides this interview right now?
No, I just want to ask you if there's anything else you want to add before we leave you here tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot. Right now, it's kind of hard for me to get to it and tell you everything I want to add, but there's a lot more I appreciate y'all being with me going up to Alaska, back to Brazil, and across the country, picking the people in there every time we can get to, every time we can make, longer than necessary. I feel on this going to be a long trip. Hey, I want to do the best I can on it.
Well, I want to thank you, Mr. Lucas. Joel, do you have anything else to add?
Nope, not right now. I think we got a decent amount, and I think this is great.
Well, you have my phone number. Call me anytime you get ready. What else you want to do? You want to go and make something else out of this? You want to make a movie, you say?
Yep, we're shooting this right now. We're shooting the interviews with people, certain people that have had experiences with this, getting your interview taken care of. And then as interviews progress, we were thinking about doing some reenactments. Mr. Graziano mentioned to me coming down to the city at some point before the summer and maybe doing a face-to-face interview with you, getting some more time on camera. And I think that would definitely be good.
Anytime you get ready, you got my number. Call me anytime you get ready. No problem.
Sounds good. Well, we thank you for being on board, and
You need to add something onto this, just call me, and I'll be more than glad to do it for you.
all right. Well,
No problem.
We appreciate.
I'm here. I'm willing. I'm able to do it. The only thing about me, right now, I'm in a wheelchair, but I'm not planning to be in here long. Maybe another couple of months, I'll be out of this stuff. I'll be glad
wow.
too, man.
Well, congratulations on that. I was in one
I
half
got
of
my
my
leg
life.
broke.
Yep.
And a car accident, but I'm okay now. I'm getting there.
Well, that's great. That's very good.
And I want to thank you as well, Mr. Lucas, and I think it would be great as part of the film if we could. You know, when
I do that part, and you need me to be in it.
when you're out there speaking to young folks, I think that would be a great.
Anything I can do, let me know, and I'll be glad. I jump right in there with both foot.
We will. Well,
all right. Well, Mr. Lucas,
Okay.
thanks again for doing this.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then the battery, if it starts to die, it'll pop up. So just monitor that for me too. Thank you. Okay, here we go, Frank.
Okay, whenever you get ready. I don't think Mike ready yet.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, just to get things started off, tell me a little bit about your youth in North Carolina growing up. You know, tell me about where you came from. You know, actually, I'm sorry. First, right off the bat, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, your name, you know, anything about you, your age, where you live, you know, where we
I'm not going to tell you where I live.
You know,
I'm not going to put it on.
that's fine. I'm just general information. I'm just trying to, you know, warm you up.
Okay. I'm already one. We can go over the question if you want to.
Okay, what's your name? You know,
Frank Lucas.
Can you say my name is Frank Lucas?
My name is Frank Lucas, and I live in I live on the Eastern Seaboard.
Well, can you just, from the top real quick, without me talking, just say, I am Frank Lucas.
Okay, I am Frank Lucas, and I live on the Eastern Seaboard of the United States.
Very good, thank you, Frank. Can you tell me a little bit about your youth? You know, where you grew up and how?
I grew up in rural North Carolina back in the 30s. The reason I'm the man I am today, I guess, is because I saw something that ain't no 3-year-old, 6-year-old kids should see when he's a 6-year-old. I saw them come to my house come to our house, and my daddy wasn't home. My mother was there and shoot and murder my cousin. He's 15 years old. And you know what they murdered him for? They murdered him for wrecked his eyeball. They put a shotgun to 3 guys to come. They tied ropes around each arm and had it by the post and stretched him out and shoved the shotgun in the mouth. That wasn't enough for them. They had teeth and everything all over the floor, and they pulled both triggers simultaneously and just blew his whole back of his head out. And his face looked all right, but the back of his head you could put a watermelon in there. And I saw that when I was 6 years old. So.
Was that the main reason you got out of North Carolina?
Well, I ain't never been right since, I think. I think something been wrong with me ever since I got out. That started me off on a bad path. I put it that way. I think it started me out on a bad path.
Can you tell me a little bit about traveling north and, you know, why did you choose New York City?
I didn't choose New York City to start with. I chose Kentucky, Lexington, Kentucky. I lived 169 on the Harris Carfax Street in Lexington, Kentucky with a lady named Miss M. And stayed there for a while, got arrested, left there, went back to Wilson, North Carolina, stayed there for about 3 months, left there and migrated to New York.
Why'd you come to New York?
I heard about New York, heard about Harlem, I heard about the whole situation up here. Black people were doing good, which we wasn't doing. We were slaves down south, really. That's all we was, slaves down south. But I got here, people had good old boys. Everybody had money, everybody was doing well, and a fist full of money all the time. And that's why I come to New York. When I got to Harlem, I got off, I kissed the street. Kissed the street. Hello Harlem, USA, I said. I'll never forget it. And from that, everything fell in line from that.
How old were you?
13 or 14.
13 years old?
14, maybe 13, 14, something like that. I might have been 15, I'm not sure.
Wow.
That's been a long time ago.
Who did you know? Who did you know coming up to New York City? Did you know anyone?
Nobody. I know nobody.
And you just came to Harlem?
Just came to Harlem.
All right, so what was the process? What happened when you got to Harlem?
Well, I didn't have no money, not a dime, not a penny in my pocket. So I did what all the full-blood American kids would do, started robbing. We started robbing, taking money, snatching money out of them right of hand and shit like that, and hitting them upside the head with a rock, a stick, a ball bat, whatever I had. And when I got a gun, it got a lot easier for me then,
What was your first gun?
Excuse me?
Do you remember what kind your first gun was?
My first gun, old Rush Day 38, I think it was.
6-shooter?
6-shooter, yes. 6-shooter, yeah.
So
I didn't know no better, because I would have shot somebody that told me no. I would have shot, I didn't know no better.
So who did you get to know? Who became your friends?
Well, I used to sleep they had back then in New York, they had when you live with coal for the winter, they put coal in the basement. That one of the shoots, I used to sleep in the basement in the cold then for a while until I got some money. Then I started living big time.
So how did you get money?
I just told you, robbing.
So that's how you got real money?
That's why I got real money, robbing.
Once you got
Then a few months later, I robbed Bush's Jewelry.
What was that?
Bush Jewelry.
Oh.
I robbed them. I got 2 trays of diamonds. I told the guy I was gonna get married. I had on look pretty good that day. When I told him I was gonna get married and stuff like that. And I told them they wasn't big enough. Bring me some real stuff out there. I had a flash bankroll. What a flash bankroll is? $3 or $4 on each side, $100 bill on the other side, and a newspaper in between. So he thought I written that money. I went in there and went in. I snatched it and put it in my bag. And the guy at the door was gonna block me. I popped him in the head, in the face, and kept on going. I got $30,000 for that.
Wow.
Back then.
Yeah, that was a lot of money.
That was a lot of money. Bought 2 Cadillacs. Yes, I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
So who became your friends? Who did you fall into with?
Yeah, well, I had a lot of friends. Kai, One Shot, Johnny, Howard Harrison. I had a lot of friends back over there. We go with Howard Harrison, we call him Booby. I wish I could find him now. I've been looking for him. I can't find him. Booby, if you see this, please call me. Get in touch with me. Yeah.
Try Facebook?
Yeah, but Facebook, Facebook, you can do it with Facebook, yeah.
So how did you progress? How did you progress from armed robbery into drug trafficking and selling drugs?
What else? So you talking about another 20 years between this and then?
Really?
Yeah.
So tell me about the progress.
Yeah, the progress I've worked. Now y'all don't need to hear all that.
What?
Y'all don't need to hear all of that.
What was the question?
No, the question is you don't need to hear all that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean you had to take that out.
Yeah, okay.
And now what happened was I went I was out there. What was the question?
What was the process?
What was the process?
Going from,
Yeah,
I
I went out there, got my apartment, 1800 7th Avenue, right on 110th Street. Got me a nice apartment up there. Bought me a lot of clothes, bought 2 Cadillacs. And then I was in the big time, then I started rolling. Then I went and robbed the crap game, because I got low money, went and robbed the crap game. I just robbing, man. Jewelry, everything. I robbed everything but a mom and pop store. I didn't rob no mom and pop stores. Everything, like the jewelry store, everything. I robbed a check cashing one time too.
How long did you do that for?
About 10 years, I guess.
10 years?
Yeah, the cop named Larry Diggs and what was his name? Nose, I think his name was. Larry Diggs, they used to come every time somebody steal a watermelon, they couldn't find me. One day they came up riding slow behind me. I had 2 guns on me. I said, this is a good goddamn day to die. Because they had been beating me up every time they take me down. They beat me up. They took me down there one time and really handcuffed me and beat me up, hit me in the stomach and all. And I cleared my throat. He getting in my face. Yeah. Trying to make me say something. Talking in your face real fast. You know how the cop do. I did a hot cut, spit right in his face. I woke up 3 days later. They took me out, man. They took me out, and I wasn't gonna go through that no more. This is a good goddamn day to die. They roll on because they know I was finna die right there. You know, I was finna kill them, or they gonna kill me. I want to take my guns out and start the shooting. You know, if they got out that car, that was it. You know, but they kept on rolling, and I'm glad they did, because I'd have been in the electric chair now probably, because I took 2 cops. You know.
Now, these crimes that you committed, were they violent? Were they violent crimes?
Who?
You. I mean, were you violent towards the people you robbed?
Well, when you're robbing, that is violent.
Well, yeah, it can be.
Yeah, it is violent when you're robbing. It is violent. I don't care what kind of robbery you do, it's violent. It's violent crime. Yes, it is. I don't care how you cut it, it's still violent.
Okay. Did you ever get arrested during this time?
100 times.
100 times?
Maybe. I told you. Every time somebody take a watermelon, I got arrested when I wasn't doing nothing. I got arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how?
Cause they know I was the one. They know I was out there. They know I was out there doing this. You know.
So what kind of time did you do inside?
I didn't do no time inside there. No. They really didn't have enough on me to do nothing with me. You know. But
so never convicted. Never convicted in that time frame.
No, not in that time frame. No, not in that time frame. No, I wasn't. No.
Okay. So how did you progress from that into selling heroin?
You talking another 20 to 25 years.
So what was the progress?
The progress I was robbing. I'm telling you now. I was robbing. I was doing that to stay afloat. Then I met this guy, cousin named Fletcher. We called him Boy. He was a junkie, and he showed me how to start doing this. He told me I could make money doing this, and I looked into it and looked like I could make money. And I started back then. I started doing that. And then one day, after that, I started getting it from an old guy named Pop in the bar. I did pretty good. I counted my money one day. I had like $1,200,000. I hadn't counted, you know. I was doing hand-to-hand combat myself. And I left it right, wouldn't do nothing else. Then it got broke again. So now I'm hustling pool, you know. I'm hustling pool, hustling with this guy named Ice Pick Red, which is a story within itself. The Ice Pick Red was a tall, skinny guy. About 160 pounds, about 6'3". And the guy for 9 times, what you call the wise guy for 9 times, you tell him to do hits for him. He'd stick an ice pick in your heart and keep on walking. They couldn't figure out who was doing all the killings. But Ice Pick Red was the man. And he was that kind of guy. He would kill you in a minute. So we was in the pool, shooting pool. I had nothing in my pocket, maybe $100 in my pocket. I said, I got maybe $100, I'll pay you. I don't want no punk to play with no $100. But then he took out this roll to 10 grand. He had 10 grand bankroll. He said, do you want to play pool? Or do anybody in here, any punk in here got no money? He was telling me, put it up, match this shit. I don't think he really want to play pool. They want to show off his money and shit, you know. But he didn't know that was my money. Because when he went outside, it was my money. One way or the other, it was my money. As soon as he went outside, I was going to take it. I was going to kill him right there, you know. Anyway, Bumpy, you know how pool room is, all smoky, loud music and everything. Come in, when Bumpy walked in the door, I didn't know who it was. He walked in the door, you could hear a rap, piss on cotton in China. You know, everything got real quiet. I looked around. Naturally, I turned around, looked around. There's a guy standing about 5'9". There's a dark complexion guy, a blue tie, like a red, a blue suit, like a red tie, fell, rose anything and everything. I was like, oh my God. Like sitting in the podium walking into a junkie den, you know. And he asked me, can you beat him? I said, yes, sir. He said, rack him up now. He told the guy to rack him up. The pool, rack him up. They racked him up and we voted for the see who got the first shot. I got the first shot. And the table was gone. I run the table. Bumpy told me, come on, kid. So he took me with me, bought me clothes and everything, dressed me up, took me to their house. I lived with him for about 2 years, I guess. And that's why then I become his right-hand man. I would come wherever he went, wherever he did, I was there. I had to do it, you know. Whatever the boss said do, I had to do it, whatever it was. And I can't tell you about what I did, but I did a lot of things. I did a lot of things. I become strong on them. I guess you could call me strong arm man #1 up there. My name was Frank Lewis, and I lived that life. So anything he wanted, I did it, and I did it with grace and style. And I didn't do no messy jobs. I did them all clean. That's the way he told me he wanted clean. I did it clean, real clean. Next question. Next question.
Oh, next. Well, let's see. No.
Are you looking at me? You like it in days? What's wrong?
I'm listening. I'm just. I was.
It wasn't that excited. Wasn't that excited? Was it?
That was a good story.
Yeah.
You know, my question is how you got into the heroin trade.
Okay. Right then we went there. Hey Ray, y'all go in the house, man. Go in the house. You don't need to sit there and hear this. You had to cut this out. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Go in there. You don't need to sit there and listen to what I'm saying. Y'all are there golfing and everything. And little girl, you don't need to listen to none of this. Go on in there. You ain't no man. You ain't no gangster. Go ahead. Go ahead in there with them. Let us say, keep in there, Ray.
We all framed up still?
Yeah. And where we going now?
We're just how you got into heroin trade.
The heroin trade, I got into it this way. In the afternoon, there used to be a news broadcast come on in the afternoon back in the 60s and 70s. The guys were named Bill Butel and Roger Gramley. Good in the here nights and news. That's the way they come on. And they used to tell you about the guys in Vietnam getting high. You remember the Vietnam War? Guy over there getting high and shit over that thing, and one of the two soldiers and all how they doing it. They were just ripping the military apart, really, about the guy getting high and stuff. I kept on hearing this for weeks and months, and I went to my boss, which was Bumpy Johnson, and asked him, could we try to get over there and get some of that, get some of this money? He said, no, we're not gonna get into drugs now, Lou. So I couldn't touch it then. When he died in 1968, that was my time. I decided to go over there. I didn't have no money, but I know the old Bumpy over $4 million out there, $3 million I think it was out in the street, and I went and collected the money. One person gave me trouble, but that soon ceased. He come around there, I got all the money. I put the money in the Chase Manhattan Bank here, because Chase Manhattan, I put in different branches of Chase. But back then, Chase had branches over in Vietnam. I checked it out. I mean, overseas in Bangkok, I know that. So I put the money in here. I didn't have to carry no lot of money with me. All I had to do is go over there and draw it out. So I went over there, found out I really didn't need no money over there, you know? I really didn't need no money over there. They wanted $4,200 per key. And over here they were paying $60,000 and $70,000 for it. So I was getting mine like dirt cheap, you know? And I went there and got my load. I went over there, took me a while, took me about, I guess about a month.
You went over?
Yeah,
oh, really?
went over there. Took me about a month. I went asking GIs and went to the different clubs where the GIs hang out at. And I would get this soon when I thought it was high enough to talk. I didn't talk to him. Find where maybe it had some guy. Then here come the Chinese and the Viet Cong. I'm not Viet Cong, but the people in Thailand, they were coming to me. And all kind of people coming to me. I got 30, I got 40. The word is out that I needed something, you know. And one day after about a month, here come a guy in a Rolls Royce, white Rolls Royce, a red interior. Go up and jumped over the car later. Now I still don't know his name, but I call him 007 because he looked like Sean Connery, you know. And he took me up and we went for a ride. Went up in the mountains up there where we could look over the city of Bangkok. Look over the city of Bangkok. He told me whatever I wanted, he could get it for me. But I know he worked for the government. He worked for the government some kind of way. I don't know what position he had in there. I wouldn't tell you if I did. And he worked over there and he said, I can get anything you want. He said, first of all, we're going to need $125,000. So I said, okay, what else? He said, you don't have to pay me all year. I said, yes, I can pay you for everything. He showed me he went and got the thing and he showed it to me with the 300 keys. He showed it to me, bam, everything, he showed it to me. And then what he did was, he took me to the place. I didn't pay him quite all the money then. I had to owe him some, because I didn't want to get broke, you know. And he carried me this guy was, I can't tell you his rank, but he had a lot of stuff on his shoulders and stuff. He said, went to him and he asked him about it. He took me with him. He said, yeah, I said $125,000 or whatever you doing, you know. And I put on the plane, they told me where to be, what day to be here, what day to be in Fort Bragg. I think it was Fort Benning, Georgia, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I got them all over the place. I can't remember where I got it from. And I went there, I got the load and came back, and the rest is history.
Say that again?
The rest is history. Yeah.
Would you tell us about Bumpy Johnson as far as who he was and how he came to be your right-hand man?
No, it wasn't his right hand man. You got that backwards.
You're okay. So we already went. Went over that.
I was a lieutenant.
Yeah.
I was a lieutenant. Bumpy was a guy that you would like for a father.
Yeah.
The brother you wish you had to have. He was a true man. About the only gangster, I think, that ever lived in Harlem. I mean, he was real. I mean, he was 190% pure. I mean, he was pure. He was a pure gangster. There ain't no question about it. Everybody respected him. He did business with Charlie Lucky, Luciano, and them downtown. If you get a number hit, you know, they lay off the number. What he couldn't handle, he laid off to them. And they were doing the same thing. They'd rob a truck, make a big robbery. They would give him his share. He would give them his share, you know. That's the way that worked. He was a real man. What can I tell you? He was a superstar when it come to gangster, you know. He was a superstar.
Do you feel if it wasn't for Bumpy, you would have not have been as successful businessman as you were? Do you feel you wouldn't be the man you are today?
I wasn't a businessman. I was a businessman in my own way, yeah, but I worked with Bumpy for them many years. 13 years, 9 months, and 8 days. And every dime I made, I credit him for it. You know, I credit him for it. I worked with him all that time, by being the man he was. I know how he did things. I know what he worked. I know what happened. I know what to do. I know when to get off. I know when to get on. I know when to tighten up. I know when to punch somebody in the mouth. Let it go. So that's the way I become what I was. Now I become very successful. Very successful.
Many reports have stated that even though you and Bumpy were notorious gangsters, you both gave back to the community in different ways. Would you tell us if you...
Well, we give back. I'm going to tell you something. I told you, I follow his foot tracks. We give it back pretty much the same way. Pretty much the same way. We give back pretty much the same way. I put a McDonald's for kids. Put up McDonald's store, you know, it was kind of cheap on there. You're about $75,000 something like that. You'll get it done, even cheaper than that. I get Thanksgiving, I get turkeys out to the ladies. I would get the ladies in the neighborhood, wherever they come from, come to me, didn't have rent money, I'd get that to them. I would help them anywhere I can. Send these kids to school. I sent a few kids to college over there. In New York, I sure did. So that's the way I did. That's what I did for the neighborhood. I do anything I could to help them out. And that's why I was so good. That's why they were so grateful to me. Whatever they needed, they come to me and they got it. There ain't no question asked, yeah, you know. And it's a funny thing. They always come to me when it was time to pay the rent. I know they were getting a check from the government and all, but I took care of them. And I get care of McDonald's, send them to college. I sure did. And I thought it was a good thing I did. I thought it was a good thing.
What was the best thing he ever taught you?
Bumpy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, the best thing he ever taught me, how to stay out of jail, I guess. How to stay out of jail, I guess that's the best thing he ever taught me. What to do and what not to do, and how to handle it, and how to handle bad situations. Like, for instance, before he set me down and talked to me about this, I had been working for him about a year. I wasn't the right man yet. I wasn't the right arm yet. The guy that claimed a number hit. So the correction officer from Rikers out and claimed a number hit. And I went through the sheets 40 times. I'm telling you, they didn't have no number hit. But they were just gonna like gorilla, because I was a kid, I guess. They were just gonna gorilla. No, you know, no, you're not. No, you're not. So I talked to Bumpers, I put you there in the spot. I told you to forget it. Didn't know you to call me on this, you handle it. And I did. What I did was I told them they didn't have no, they're not gonna get no money. The guy told me, he pulled his gun out and he said, well, that's about 3 or 4. He doesn't come about 5 or 6 times before that. This time he pulled his gun out. I ducked behind the counter, he fired. I ducked behind the counter and going behind the counter and started firing back. But I couldn't really get up over the counter. I started firing, they ran. And I was right behind them. They jumped on the bus and I jumped shooting at the bus like a damn fool, running beside the bus shooting. Every time I see one of them hold their head up, I would shoot at it. One of them to kill people on the bus. I broke all the bus windows out, you know. But I had one of them automatics. I almost broke all the bus windows out. And it was all over the news that day. Walter Winchell, I don't know if you know who he was. You never heard of him, I guess. A great reporter in New York. His name, Mike, you ever hear him, Walter Winchell? Walter Winchell. You ever hear of Walter Winchell? Walter Winchell. Come on. And that's the way I got to know him. The way I got it. He was a great newspaper man. Up there.
Can you tell me a little bit about traveling from Thailand through the jungle to Vietnam during the Vietnam War? Was that a terrible?
Oh man, now you're gonna get me sick. They were gonna go up to get a load. I wanted to go see where they made it at. And 007 tried to get me not to go. He said, well, I'm not going, Frank. You're on your own. He give me the 28 mules and about 30 some people with me. So we went up there. It took us about a week to get up there. I guess we crossed every damn river in the Mekong Delta. You know, one river to the next river. You know how the rivers run through. They run every 10 blocks. You got another fucking river going through there. Anyway, I went up there. Took us about a week to get up there and all. We got there all right. It took us about a day and a half because I wanted to see the process, how to do it and everything. And you come through this little hole up there. Ain't no vehicle get through there. Come through this little hole up there. The little hole about big enough, I guess, for 3 of us breasts to get through there. Now, you come out in a big opening. I mean a big opening, about big as from here to New York, I guess, you know, a whole lot of the stuff. And that I had it camouflage over them nets. Camouflage. You ain't never seen them in the poppy seeds in your life. I mean, there was nothing but poppy back there. They had this big old hives where they were making it there. It wasn't a hive, it was like a barn. They're making and processing it there. Now, I want to see how they were doing it. I don't know no more now than I did before because I could tell you how to do that shit. And we can't, on our way back, we got a load on our way back. And we would jump in the middle of the jungle. We jumped up there. They came up there. They came up there and they were going, there's a robbery. And the guy took cover and started shooting. It was a hell of a shooter. I was behind a log, find my little gun, bam, once in a while. I didn't see what the hell I was firing at. Anyway, they took the food and 6 other animals. The son was lucky enough to get the one with the food on it. And you know what? It was a hard time from that on getting back. It took us about 3 weeks to get back. I got sick up there and the thing like I had malaria or something up there. Cold chill. We're eating everything we could find, worms, everything we could find up there. Yeah, hey, don't shake. You'll eat worms too if you get hungry enough. And I want to tell you something else too. They came back, they went hunting one day. They hadn't had nothing to eat really about a week. I mean, nothing really to eat. You know, frogs, there's snakes, anything we could find to eat. And we ran out of them, I guess. They went, they find, I come back, I was laying down, I was sick, I was sweating profusely. And they come back with this animal, you know, on a stick. Two of them were carrying I think it was a damn dog. I don't know whether it was a hyena or a dog or whatever. I know they cooked that sucker. And I tell you what, I never ate nothing taste better. Oh, it might have been a dog. I think it was a dog. I really believe it was a dog. But the dog or hyena, one of them suckers, you know. But whatever it was, we ate it, and we came out of there. And they took it and cooked it. And we carried, well, we couldn't eat. We carried the rest of that with us. That made us survive coming back. I got sick. I think I had malaria or something up there. I was sick for about 3 days. I couldn't hold my head up all it, man. They went and got some of them. They know what to get. They got some leaves and stuff and cooked it, and I had to drink it, man. I had to drink that nasty tasting shit, man.
That sounds.
But it got me well.
Yeah.
It got me well.
Yeah,
it didn't get me well, but it got me where I could travel, you know.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
I bet it was nice getting back.
Yeah, but now the bed ain't never felt so good to me in my life. So, question.
How did you get the load from Vietnam to the United States?
Military transportation.
Can you tell me about it?
I just told you about it a few minutes ago. I told you that I went to see this person in Vietnam. I mean Vietnam. I mean in the military camp, and they had to pay him $125,000. Yeah. And we get it. You could bring an atomic bomb back, I guess. Everything you want to bring back. They didn't say when you get on that plane, that nobody. But the DEA did delete one of our plane one time from the middle of the sea, from the middle of the ocean. They deleted. We got onto it. We heard about it before. I missed that point. We heard about it before. So we decided we're gonna go. We know they're gonna stop one of them. So we said, oh yeah, and got a cop now. He built false bottom caskets for us. You know, we put the stuff under the casket. DEA took that damn plane apart. The Joint Chief of Staff almost put them out of business too. You remember that? I guess you remember that. If you were a kid, you remember that. Read anything about it. Almost put them out of business. They took the plane. They ain't find nothing. They didn't find nothing.
So they never got any of the planes.
They never got it. Huh?
They never found it. You know?
They never find it. Hell no, they didn't find it.
Yeah.
No.
And I mean, this is a crazy question.
That was a good move. I made. That was one of the best moves I made. You put it, and everybody say, you put it in the casket. No, I did not put it in the casket. I'm not gonna raise no dead man up, but no, I did not. I'm telling the world, I did not put it in no casket. At false bottom casket, and that's where it was at.
Okay, let's real quick. This is you have a lot of reports state that you were a very violent man back then. That you would hang people from the George Washington Bridge or threaten to.
Bullshit.
No.
Bullshit. That's all. Make up. You say, he say, I say. That's not true. I never hung nobody from the George Washington Bridge.
I was listening to something on the way over here. It said you made this guy. You told him you were gonna hang him off the bridge.
Well, I might have said I hang you off the bridge, but I did not say hang nobody off the bridge.
He said that he defecated in his pants.
Yeah.
Made him eat.
No, that's not true. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I know all about that. I know all about
that bullshit. That's bullshit. That's not true. None of that. Hey, you going to go by hearsay? You taking them from my mom? Nah, no, that did not happen.
Geographic, I think so.
That did not happen.
Yeah.
I'm the man. I'm the one that would come through, and I'm telling you it didn't happen.
Okay. Let's focus on on your new life. Could you tell us about your new life and how you help to wish, or how you help to wish to help American youth stay away from drugs and criminal activity?
Well, I go. Mike can tell you. I've been to a lot of places, university, high school, kids. Like I do sometimes, talk to them right here in the street. Tell them it's a no-go. Don't try to be no Frank Lucas. Forget the guy on the corner with the big gold chains hanging around the neck and the Cartier watches and all kind of whatever they got on. Don't pay it no mind, because it's all bullshit. You ain't gonna do nothing but go to jail sooner or later. Don't try to be me, because you try to do it like me, you go into jail, no possibility of parole, and when you get out of jail, only way you're gonna get out of jail with a tag on your toe. You're not gonna do it. You can't be Frank Lucas no more. You just can't do it no more. I couldn't even do it no more now. I know I can't do it no more now. You can't do it no more. They got too much intelligent out there and shit like that to stop you. You can't do it no more. You just can't do it no more. Simple as that.
So you go out and you spread a positive message and help.
Yeah, I'm planning on, through my foundation, I get there. I'm planning on going from Fairbanks, Alaska to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. From Rio de Janeiro, Brazil to Hawaii, from Hawaii back across this country. Talking every town I could possibly stop in, everything I can probably do. I'm talking maybe a 3-year adventure. To probably stop the kids from doing that. 2 years anyway, it's easy 2 years. So I'm gonna stop in every time I can stop in. And my foundation, I hope soon I'll be able to afford it. To do that. That's just what I want to do.
What's the name of your foundation? Can you tell me a little
The
bit?
Frank Lucas Foundation. The Frank Lucas Foundation. Right, Mike?
When
Frank
you
Lucas.
started?
3 or 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, after the movie, right at the movie time. You need to send a check.
What's that?
You need to send a check.
Okay.
For real. That's no bullshit. You need to send a check. Don't laugh it off.
I need to send a check?
Yeah.
To who?
To my foundation.
Okay, I'm a court.
Send it to Mike. Send it to Mike right now.
All right, I got a few dollars.
Well, whatever you got, send it down for every dollar help.
There you go. That's a great tagline. How important is it to you to keep youth away from drugs? Is it like the #1 thing?
How important is it to me to keep youth away from drugs?
How important is it to keep youth in general away? You know,
keep me away from drugs?
No, keep youth, not you. You know,
what are you saying? Keep youth for me or the youth?
No, I'm talking about the youth. The youth.
The youth, okay.
You know,
it's important to me. You know what I would do? To keep them away from drugs is so important to me. I would go the rest of my life right now. Yeah, but if I keep them away from drugs, that's how important to me. So, listen, let me tell you this. I want you to understand this. Kids, the youth, we done lost the whole generation. Kids got to go to school to get their education. They got to go. They got to go down to Wall Street and sleep out the bathroom. They need to go to school. You need to go to school, man. You need to get a legitimate job and don't go in the street try to be a wise guy. Because you're going to wind up being a goddamn bum like me, yeah, about it, you know? You don't want to come out and be like me, come out there and like me. You don't want to do that. You want to go to school and become President Obama. Because state senator, or teacher, or whatever, a janitor, that's a job that'll pay you money. You don't need it. You keep on doing this shit, you're going to jail. You can't stay out here doing this. They're gonna sooner or later they're gonna bust you, and you're going to jail. So you don't need it. You don't need it, man. We need it. We need our youth, man. We need our youth. We need this generation of kids. We need to get them straight, and we need to get on and get them straight and do the right thing. What we should do with them. Everybody need to do it, not me only. Everybody, every grown up in the street should be teaching the kids, hey man, you got to do this, man. You need to do this, you know. I don't care if it's grandma back, oh man, no, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. You did it, I did it, and I was a damn fool. You want to be a damn fool too? You know?
So speaking on that, what would you change? If you could go back, what would you change?
What would change it?
What would you change? If you know, what do you regret? Do you regret anything?
I regret doing it. I'm very much about what I did. What I did was wrong, and that was terribly wrong. What I did, I don't need to do that. I could do. So I didn't have the education, but I could have went and got a job doing something. I didn't have to do it. I want to drive the big Cadillac, the Rolls Royces, the Mercedes, and wear the big watch and the big gold chain. My shirt open to my belly button with a big chain hanging around there. I had a bracelet on right. I had a bracelet with Frank in it. You can see it when you're in Washington D.C. There wasn't no tree, you know, with the big diamonds in it and stuff. You know, they called me like $100 grand, you know, but you don't need that no more. You don't. What is it for? What did it do for me? Mm-hmm. They garbage bullshit for me. That's what it did. Do nothing. You don't need to do it, man. The kids need to go to school. Need to talk to kids to go to school. We need more teachers. We need no policemen to stop it. We need more teachers. We need more police. We need more professors in school. We need a school thing, man. That's what we got to have. Over in China and everywhere, the kids are getting a great education. What are we getting over here? From what I see, it was Zook. From what I can understand, Zook. That's what we're getting from over here, you know? We're getting nothing, man. We're doing the shit over here. We need to go to work, man.
No, we do.
And this country need to put the people to work, so they can afford to send the kids to school.
Was there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, good luck and make this a good film.